Well, the last thing I said to you last week was hopefully no controversy at the Brighton game. Have you had any further explanations of why VAR didn't give the red card? Have you had any apology?
No. We didn't have anything regarding any kind of comments or apologies from an action that we all saw that was a mistake from the referees. And
it is another decision that's gone against you. How hard is it to keep picking up your players after such decisions?
It's hard because it's frustrating, it's disappointed, comes a lot of bad feelings inside of you, but we don't give up, we move forward, and this is what we've been working this week, moving forward, preparing the game of Luton, because this is what we can control and try to forget what's behind of us.
We are also still waiting for the potential punishment after that PSR charge. It could be any time. Are you starting to feel nervous about that?
No. Since we had the news that there's going to be an hearing and all these things, we are waiting and let's wait and see. It can be, we don't know exactly when can happen. The club will take care of that. Us as team and football-wise, just focus on the pitch.
Do you hope it doesn't come before a game?
We don't know. We don't know when it's gonna come. I prefer the sooner the better, no?
And how much of a boost was last night? Because at one point, when Luton were 3-0 up, you were in the relegation zone. Given the comeback from Bournemouth, it was a real emotional roller coaster for the fans, certainly seeing the scorelines coming in. Were you keeping a close eye? How were you feeling?
Yeah, we saw the game. We analyzed the game. Like you said, it was an emotional game. The result was good for us because it allows it to keep us the advantage that we have. But we know that Saturday is going to be a final for both teams, important game for both clubs, because it's a fight that we have to be aware that we are in the middle of, and we have to achieve points.
What did that game last night tell you about Luton and the kind of team you're facing?
Yeah, it's a team that can score, has speed. They play in a very particular way. They go man-to-man on many parts of the game, and we have to adapt. But showing us that also we can make them and take advantage of our qualities.
It might be a cliche, but they talk about these games as a six-pointer. Do you see it as a must-win game for Forest, or is it just maybe a must-not-lose game?
No, it's always a must-win game. It's always, all the games are must-win games. This is our mentality. We'll go to the pitch to try and win. Always on their minds, that's our goal.
Is it important, though, that you kind of don't place everything on one game? If it doesn't go against you, you can't sort of see it as such a dramatic defeat.
No, we go game by game. Let's play the game. After we'll realize what's happening and what is the best way to move forward. But it's game by game. We don't anticipate and don't create scenarios. That's only can distract you.
You haven't scored in your last 3 games now. What do you put that down to? Where are things going wrong in that respect?
Yeah, I think we had chances. We didn't work clinical. But in the previous cycle, we were scoring and conceding. Now we're not conceding, but we're still losing in the last minutes of the game. So we have to find the balance, and this is what we are doing, trying always to improve. But scoring is something that we must. We create a lot of chances. We must be more clinical.
And you surprised many with your team selection against Brighton, with Alanga and Hudson-Odoi on the bench. What did it tell you in terms of the way that game went and that team selection, and would you change things moving forward?
No, for sure I will change. After the game it's easier to change. But the plan was clear, to try and control the middle of the park, having an extra midfielder there. Didn't quite work out. I think for large spells of the second half was much better. I think we were more dominant, more aggressive, with more pace. So it's up there.
And it's not always easy with maybe try and keep as much of a consistent starting lineup now.
That's it. That is what's been very hard for us. Unfortunately, it's been very hard for us to have this consistent. Unfortunately, has been happening knocks to many of our players that are in a good moment and suddenly out of the team. So we have to regroup, find another solutions. But it's been hard, unfortunately, for us.
You touched on this, Nuno, but how critical to your season would you say this weekend's match is?
It's very important, definitely, very important.
In your situation, managers often play down the importance of a match, but you're not doing that.
Very important, due to circumstances, due to the situation of both teams. It's a very important game.
10 games to go. The next few games, next 3 games. I know you go game by game, but the next 3 games, how much of an opportunity for your squad and this team are those games?
It's game by game, sir. It's game by game. So let's focus on Saturday. Let's focus and put all the energy that we have on Saturday, because it's a huge game for us.
You have this potential points reduction, the perception perhaps that you've talked about that decisions are going against you quite consistently. You're 3 points clear of the relegation zone. 10 games to go. Have you ever been in a situation like this as a manager with all of these factors, and how will your experience help you now?
Look, through our careers, all the managers pass and experience bad moments, good moments, ups and downs. It's all about reacting. This is my interpretation here. Okay, you are in a bad moment, stick together and react, bounce back, find solutions to go out of there. It doesn't matter what you're playing for, because the games and football is always like that. You have to react from the bad moments. At the same time, don't ignore. If things are well, ignore. It's done. No, it's never done in football. Unfortunately, it's never done. There's never a moment that you say, okay, my team is ready, just go and play. Every week we have issues, players that go down on their performance, knocks, all these situations. So it's all about working and facing the situation on day by day. But we are experienced enough to realize that now it's important. Points. We need points.
And a lot of this situation is in how you approach it in your mind, the mindset, the psychology. How good is that psychology and mindset in this group of players? Are you confident they have the right mindset for this situation?
Let's wait and see. Because some moments we think that is okay. We do a good game and say, okay, now we're gonna move forward and we're gonna improve and sustain our performances. Unfortunately, goes down. So it's been a hard moment on trying to know the players. The players know each other better. But I think we are ready, because the character of the team tells me and gives me a lot of confidence. The calm, the commitment of the players, realizing how important for them it is to improve game by game, training session after training session, and give it all. From individual, give it all. So we have that.
And finally for me, Luton have scored in their last 16 Premier League fixtures. You've said that you've just hit a bit of a problem with scoring goals. If you look at the statistics, it could be that you need to score twice to beat them.
Or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7. This is what we are preparing, sir. Trying not to concede and score as many as we can. This is our philosophy. Sorry?
What are you doing to try and act?
I only know one way: to work. Don't ever ignore any minute of the training session. Work. Prepare yourself. Every action is important. Repetition, commitment, and confidence.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Ivan. Charlie.
Nuno, it's just a couple of quick questions about City Ground, really, because there's been a bit of talk recently that the football club may have to move away from what has always been its home. What do you make of that sort of
I hope not. Sincerely, I hope not. City Ground has been our home for forever. I would love to stay and play in the City Ground forever.
What's so special about it?
Oh, you've not been here.
I've been there a few times.
There's not many stadiums in the Premier League that make this kind of noise and support their team as our fans do.
How difficult would it be to replicate that kind of thing somewhere else?
I think it will be impossible. because special places are made through history. That's why they become special. And City Ground is very special. It's impossible to do it again in another place.
Hi, Nuno.
Hello.
You touched on the VAR decisions. I just wanted to know, they've gone against you, and we saw Morgan Gibbs-White give an interview after the game last weekend as well. How has it affected your players? Is it galvanising them now, or has it sort of led them into the...
It's affecting not only our players, us, the family of Forest is disappointed by the decisions, because, look, so many times you reach a point that you start going to the game expecting for the worst, and this is the worst feeling that you can have. This is what we are trying to get away from the mind of our players.
And Luton, obviously this weekend, we saw yesterday that they score goals, but they also concede goals. Is the plan probably just stay compact and hit them on the break, or...?
We have to play. We have to play. We don't stay compact and hit them on the break. We play football and trying to give answers to the questions they're going to make. At the same time, we're going to, for sure, create them problems that they have to react to. But our idea is never to just go for the game and wait what's going to happen. Let's be dominant. We want to be this way since day one. So let's keep insisting, play with courage.
And we're in the final stretch of the season. Is this the most exciting part of the season for you?
Yes,
no matter where you are?
when everything comes to the decision, isn't it? For every situation, either you're playing to win or you're playing to not to relegation. These 10 games is all the decisions come. So it's the big part of the season.